Hi, everybody. Welcome back to GSX 2018 Security Guy Radio, securityguytv.com, Las Vegas, Nevada. Our next guest, Mr. Steve Jones, CEO, AlliedUniversalSecurity.com. I'm glad I didn't say Allied Barton from my old days,
there you go.
remembering?
Yeah.
Or because there's so many mergers. What a great story. Now, as the CEO, we can say, thanks for coming on the show. We know what you do, but we really don't.
Okay.
So tell us what your responsibilities are as the CEO.
My responsibilities?
Yeah.
Well, I'm responsible for the day-to-day operations of a company that today has $5.5 billion in revenues.
$5.5 billion. I remember when $1 billion was a big deal.
$1 billion was a big deal. $1 billion's still a big deal.
Yeah.
But $5.5 billion in revenues, 160,000 employees, with offices all throughout the United States, Canada, and then U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico.
And you have some in Europe here, aren't you? Overseas?
With our new the latest acquisition we announced, revenues will jump to $7 billion.
Wow.
210,000 employees, and we'll have an office in the UK and then Central America.
Now, will it be branded the same overseas or different?
It'll be Allied Universal. Yeah, we'll rebrand it to Allied Universal. Yeah.
Now, Allied and Universal have both been two good brands. I was a buyer, Fox and Disney, for many years.
Yep.
You guys came in and bid all the time as Allied or as Barton back in the day, or Universal. We're getting down to not many guard companies now, though. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, there's still a lot of them. There's over 8,000 guard companies in the United States.
8,000?
So there's more than you think. Now, granted, a lot of them are local companies,
right,
regional companies, but there's still a dozen or so companies that can do somewhat national footprints. Obviously, we have a significant footprint nationally, right, and we've built out a company with incredible scale and density, and we think that gives us a competitive advantage. And obviously, that's one of the reasons why we do these things. Right?
One thing I liked about you guys that I learned from the bid process is back in the day, we're talking 2000, well, I guess 99, 2000, when you were Allied Barton, I think. You guys were way into technology back then.
Yeah.
And you had online training and things for the guards. It was way ahead of most other people.
Yeah.
Where are you now with that?
So if you look at from a technology standpoint, it's a big area that we put a lot of money in. We make a ton of investments in it. From a training standpoint, we're still probably the leader in the industry. Not probably, we are the leader in the industry. We've moved. We built out a whole electronic security systems division. So we blend technology with man guarding to really create a comprehensive security solution for customers. It's not just about security guards anymore.
Yeah,
it's about
it has to be something different, doesn't it?
Yeah, you got to be able to look at their facility or their property, and you got to be able to say, what's the best way to secure this, right? Whether it's technology or guarding, what is the absolute best way? What's the most cost-effective? What gives them the best security program? And so that's what we do now. Recently, I'll tell you, we're trying to disrupt our own business with regards to recruiting. The labor market, there's no secret, the labor market's tight.
Yeah.
And so, we've got 100 recruiters on the street that's out looking for people. We recently just engaged in a program. We're going to roll out some artificial intelligence at the first of the year to try to do recruiting and contacting potential employees through an automated system. So we're investing a ton of money and trying to change the way we do business, trying to change the industry. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, you're the CEO of Allied
Universal, yeah.
Universal. The parent giant company, right?
Yeah, the giant, yeah.
Now, when you talked about how you're changing how we do business with guards, I just spoke to one of your guys who's in charge of the consulting part of it, right?
Yep.
So how are you integrating the consulting part with the guard service? Because I like the fact that you can walk in and say, we're a turnkey.
Yep.
I don't just have guards, I got robots, I got online training, and now I have experts that I can bring in here and do a 360 on this place and make it.
So that's the exec strategy. Right?
Yeah.
The exec strategy is to be able to sit down in front of you as a buyer and be able to say, we're one stop, and we can cover all your security needs. And whether it's technology, whether it's man guarding, it's consulting investigations, it's event staffing, it's emergency staffing. We've got you covered from A to Z, and that's exactly why we've built this company the way we've built it. Right? Is to be able to again come up with a overall security solution that the customer doesn't have to go out and search from 5 or 6 different vendors to try to handle all their security needs.
So back in the day, companies were interested in, I have to have security because my insurance company says so, or the company culture says so. I don't really want to have security. Are you finding companies are switching that mentality to, I need security? It's a different world now.
Yeah, absolutely. Security is a necessity now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, before, I think to your point, it was you had to have it. Now it's I mean, it's from an employee safety standpoint, from a emergency preparedness, emergency evacuation
compliance
standpoint.
Now.
Compliance.
Yeah.
I mean, then there's a whole customer service aspect, right? I mean, that we play that people forget each and every day. I mean, there's, you walk into a facility, if you can't find your way, I mean, the first person you see, first person you interact with.
Yeah.
I mean, we're the representative, we're the face of so many companies across the country. I mean, we got 42,000 different customer sites that we're the representative. We're the first person people see.
42,000 sites.
42,000
boy,
sites. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Steve Jones, CEO, Allied
Great to talk
University
to you.
Security. Thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it. I think we'll have Mr. Tie up soon on the show too. That'll be fantastic. Back in a minute here at GSX 2018. I keep wanting to say ASIS. I got to switch the brand.
Yeah.
New brand. Back in a minute here on SecurityGuideTV.com. Thanks for coming on the show. Fantastic.
Thank you.